This is a 94 Nissan Pathfinder that I'm building from ground up. It is air ride, so it's also body dropped. And I've got the transmission tunnel and everything put in. And yesterday I came in and I put epoxy primer on the underside and on this inside. And then I laid in some sound deadener material to help with the sound, of course, and also some heat. I ran out of welding wire. I still got to weld up some holes where I've widened this cab out in the rear. That all has to be sealed up. But I had enough welding wire to finish the front tubs. Relocated more, my wires will come through the side instead of the front. Welded all that up. And on this side, the factory, it came through the side, so I didn't have to alter that. This has been a mission right here. Pulling the cab off was pretty sketchy, but I got it without getting hurt. And under here, it's starting to look pretty good. I'm going to undercoat this morning, and then we're going to take a trip to the lake. Also this morning I'm going to paint these wheels. Two of the wheels that go with this, the other two will still need to be painted. And I am painting them pearl white. I've got a few pieces painted, the bumper, but I put a chip in it. I gotta repaint it. I've got the bottom of the hood painted. It's done. And this wheel is pearl white. And those doors are pretty much ready for paint. And the wiper cowl is pretty much ready for paint. And those fenders, everything will need to just be scuffed one more time. It's got sealer primer on it. This dog was dropped off yesterday. She looks like she's gonna be a good dog. We named her Dixie. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can use this. This is a Orion bed liner. I'm gonna try to use this on the underside. It comes, well, it doesn't come with, it requires this special gun. This is a disposable tip. It's not too terribly expensive. And I have 6 of those. That should do the underside pretty good. And then on my wheels, I'll probably just use my Soda Jet 3000 for base coat and clear. Usually I will use the Iwata Supernova for the clear. But being that it's just a wheel, I'm not doing much. I think I can go ahead and get away with doing those, and I'm going to attempt to do them outside this morning. There's a few flies flying around. Hopefully they don't get into my paint. Anyway, I'm thinking about what I want to do first here. I may just go ahead and knock out this underside. Let some of the humidity, the dew, kind of dry up outside. And we'll see what we can do. I've never used this before, or this gun. Hopefully it won't leak. I'm going to be underneath spraying, and I'm going to be spraying at an angle. Hopefully the straw, hopefully all this stuff's going to work, because at an angle I'll have to be turning this. So anyway, we'll see what we can get done. Alright, I put that on pretty thick in a few spots. It's dripping off. This is water base, And I cleaned that disposable tip, hoping that I can save it because I only ordered one. But I went ahead and covered all of the inside floor and all up in here for basically sound deadening. This will probably help with sound. I went up in here, didn't do the roof. I've got some sound deadener ordered. I'll probably do the roof with that sound deadener. I ran out last night. And I still have all of this to weld up, so I didn't put any up in here. There's some daylight right here. I'm going to be looking real hard for daylight because I don't want water to come inside my cab. But I've got to finish welding all of that. It is going to be a nightmare to weld that. But I've got the underside all sealed up for the most part. And up on this is a frame table. I built this table with adjustable legs. I can screw those in and out and adjust the height of each leg and get this 100% level and build frames on that. The frame that is for the Pathfinder I built up on that. I built it from the firewall back, and the firewall forward has still been heavily modified. And this teeters a little bit. You can see the front is up. I can pull it down. About 10 pounds of weight it'll pull down. So it's kind of scary, but it's not going anywhere. All right, now I'm going to use just a blue shop rag and some wax and grease remover, and then I'm going to use some reducer. I don't have any base coat reducer. They recommend base coat reducer, but I don't have it on hand. And Orion Pearl. This is a pearl white. And that is what I've got on the shelf. It's all I've got left as far as clear. I'm switching over to Orion with everything, but that is a good product. That's a Tamco Euro Clear, and I've got about half of a gallon left, a third of a gallon probably. I sprayed the other day and ended up, I wasn't able to spray. I messed up my hood on my graphics and already had clear mixed up. I went ahead and sprayed my hood hinges, but I still had a lot of clear left. Oh, it busted up. I didn't think it would bust up. It did. Okay, well, never mind. It looked really cool yesterday. I didn't think that would bust up. I've seen clear like that not bust. Anyway, I'll go ahead and wipe grease remover, wax and grease remover on these wheels, and start taping these off. I've got this tape. This is for laying graphics. It's like 12 inches wide. It's a pain to get off in one piece. I end up ripping it a lot because it's so wide. But I'm gonna try to use that and this. See if I have enough to tape around all of the tires. I was scared that they would scratch them, so I went ahead and had tires put on. Anyway, I'll update you in a minute. Alright, I'm taking the tape and I'm starting here and I'm coming out and I'm trying to get underneath the lip right here, and then I will kind of come down the side wall a little bit, and then I will clean all of that up. Once I get all of that done, I'll have to flip it over and do the other side. There was a scratch right here. I sanded that out. Kind of feathered this down and tried to sand most of that scratch out. It might show up. And then there was a couple little chips. But I sanded this with 500 grit wet. I tried to get that one out too. As long as they're feathered in and not like a big hole, it'll be alright, I think. It's just a wheel. Alright, I'll cut you back on. I got them all taped up. It took me a little bit, but I got them. I'm gonna go ahead and try to spray these outside, I guess. I don't want to. I may lay down a blanket or something. Maybe this dog won't lay on that blanket while I'm trying to work. I might be able to clean off that rubber mat and lay it down just to keep some dust down out here. But anyway, I'll probably spray the back side first and then the front side. Probably 2 coats. This is what we've got. And grab a screwdriver. So this is the 3M. I don't know what they call these, but anyway, it is a little cup and a little bag, and you got a, it was right there, got a lid. The lid will have a filter inside, a little screen filter. You just screw that down and turn it a quarter of a turn. If I can find my gun, it'll screw down. Just a quarter turn to screw onto that, and then you are sucking paint out of the bag, and you can spray at, if you turn it upside down and pull all the air out, you can spray at any direction and you'll never skip a beat. So you can spray rockers and jams and all that. It's not supposed to leak. I've had one leak on me before, but it was just defective. I tried to use them multiple times. That's probably why it was defective. It's probably user error. I'm going to go ahead and use some slow reducer urethane because I don't have any base coat reducer on hand. This is dry. I just use it to stir this up. There's a whole lot of pearl in this, so I will spray continually as I pour into there. And I know I'm supposed to use a cup, mixing cup, to get my proportions correct. I don't really care too much. This is like a 1-to-1. I'll just guess. Sometimes if it like requires a hardener, I will put that in a cup and measure it, but whatever. So I'm going to need 2 hands. I will stir this as I pour into there so that I can keep my color consistent. I don't want these pearls to drop out even as I'm trying to pour this. I don't know, maybe that's in my head, but maybe it's a real thing. But alright, I will mix up maybe a third of a cup here, and then I'll cut you back on. Yeah, it's always a good idea to use these as well. Strain all of the particles out of your paint. I'm going to go ahead and stir this up. Alright, cut you back on. Okay, this is basically 1.5 coats of base. It's covering pretty good, and I got a little run right here. And I got a little run right here. That is not cool. You cannot run your pearl coat I don't know. I'll cut you back on. I'll figure out something. I forgot to prep my area. I went ahead and pulled the rubber mat over and I wet all of this area down to keep dust down. And whenever I did that, I just dabbed those runs with a rag. We'll see what it looks like. That's not cool. I don't like that. We'll see what it looks like though. Just a shop rag. That's what I used. I mixed up some more paint. I mixed it a little thicker this time so it won't run as easy. We'll see what we get. Alright, this is what we've got now. I'm okay with what I've got. If I can catch it in the light right there. Just a couple imperfections. Nothing real big. There's an imperfection. I'm okay with it. I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot some clear now. Well, in 20 minutes. Okay, in the sun, painting white is terribly hard to do. I got a couple runs. Right here is one. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. It is right there. But anyway, they don't look too bad. And after this cures, I'm going to pop these Nissan emblems back in. And then pop the center caps back on. And I'll bolt them back onto my frame. The bed liner that I sprayed in is curing out pretty nice. Still wet in a couple of areas where I got it extra thick. That should help out with sound and everything. Should be getting there on this build here. There you are. You're tearing stuff up. Alright. Looking good. Alright. I'm gonna get cleaned up and go to the lake. Y'all have an awesome day, and till the next video, I'll catch y'all later.